quick video on my own personal, I can't think, my own personal routine training course. I don't know what you call it for dog attacks. It's the acronym C.O.B.S.S.A.T. I call it C.O.B.S.A.T. I know it's terrible. It's a terrible acronym. That's the best I can do. Okay, so real quick. The C stands for command the dog, which means basically yelling. I disagree with most advice and stuff where you want to be still and rigid and not look at the dog, mainly because I don't think those things work. I've been attacked twice on 2 different occasions by dogs. In those situations, I don't think it would have helped. I think the yelling is good for you to get you ready spiritually, mentally, same thing, to encounter a fight. So command the dog. O is for obstacle. There's 2 different kinds of obstacles. The first obstacle is like exterior, and the second obstacle is clothing, basically, stuff that's on you. So you yell at the dog, right? Which probably is not going to work. So instead of keep yelling at it, the next thing to do, yell at it once or twice or whatever. Next thing to do is look for obstacles. The primary and best obstacle, because it's most common, would be a car. If you can get on top of a car, the dog's probably not going to jump up there with you. And if it does, well, you're in a much better position. Because it's slippery, he can't maneuver like he could on the ground, the dog. Other obstacles like a fence, jumping over a fence, or a trash dumpster, getting it in between you and him, the dog, or a chair. Stuff like that. I'm sure there's maybe even like a hilltop. Getting on top of a hilltop would be better than fighting a dog on flat ground. Second, like I said, type of obstacle for the dog is clothing, or like a purse, a backpack, which is also kind of like a weapon as well. But even just like your shirt. So this dog, you go and you yell at it, it's not doing anything. You're backing away, which is really the third letter in my acronym here, my acrostic. You can take your shirt off and at least wrap it around your wrist or something. So if the dog bites, it's going to be less painful, or maybe it won't bite through it. I don't know. You can use it to strangle the dog. So that's the second kind. So the third letter of the acrostic is the B, which is for backing away, and that's just kind of self-explanatory. The first S is for the sidekick. Sidekick is the best kick against a dog in my meditation, training, thinking, whatever you want to call it. For mainly one reason. The rate of kicking is the highest in a sidekick, which I consider to be good. And also, next, it's really a choice between a front kick and a side kick. And the front kick is kind of bad because you're facing the dog, and if you're backing up, you can't see what's behind you. Just like, if you see, I'm not a big fan of Floyd Mayweather. He's a great boxer, but not a great champion. He gets that side position, right? So he's bladed to his opponent, so it's more difficult to fall over that way. So that's the first S. The second S is what is the second S? Sidekick. I can pause this video. Excellent. Let me pause and think. Oh yeah. So the second S is for shield. Which is basically this concept. I'm holding my camera, so I can't do it show you my other hand. But basically, if the dog bites, right, you want to protect this tissue right here, right, the soft underbelly of your arm here. So if the dog bites like that, that's kind of the worst way. So the best way would present this, right? I guess technically you could try to present that, but they could still nip right at the meat. But to present, something that looks like a shield, right? What that basically means is you're going to incorporate back fists into striking the dog. Or if it's lunging, you'll be shielding, right? So that's the second S. The A is if it does bites you, and this is, I don't know if this is fantasy or not. I'm sure it's not. Or if the dog gets a hold of your arm, if you have the presence of mind, attempt to shove your hand and your arm down its throat and grab its stomach. Dogs have gag reflexes. It will gag. It'd probably be better for you if it doesn't, because you can try to tear it up from inside. Let's see. So that's for A is for arm. So get your arm down its throat. And then the T is for the thumbs. And also another way is to go for the dog's eyes. And so your goal there is to drive your thumb into its eye and then continue on into its skull. Hopefully you can get, down into its brain would be the optimal eye gouge things. You don't want to stop the eye if you might as well just keep going. All right, that's everything. All right.